The call came at 2:13 a.m. 3 rings, then silence. Old habits never die. I was already awake. Static filled the line, then a breath I hadn't heard in months. My daughter's voice, small and cracked, like she was whispering through broken glass. "Daddy, he locked me in the basement again." The silence that followed wasn't empty, it was calculating. I'd spent 18 years reading fear through the tremor of a voice. This wasn't a plea for comfort, it was a coded SOS. My pulse didn't rise. It never does anymore. Training buries panic 6 feet deep. I just sat there in the dark, phone still warm in my hand, watching the city through my window. Below, headlights cut through the rain like search beams. Somewhere out there, a man who smiled for cameras had put his hands on my child. The same man my ex-wife married 6 months ago. A senator. I reached for my notebook, an old reflex. Wrote down the time, the phrasing, every syllable she used. Then I opened the drawer I hadn't touched since the divorce. The one with the contact list no civilian should ever possess. There are lines you don't cross. Until someone locks your daughter in the dark. 2 years ago, I stood in court, stripped of the only thing that mattered. The judge chuckled as he signed the papers. A soldier against a senator? Full custody to the mother. My wife didn't look at me. She wore her victory like perfume, subtle, poisonous, expensive. The courtroom smelled of politics and polished wood. I'd interrogated war criminals who looked less pleased than she did. They said I was unstable, that men who've seen too much can't raise little girls. She knew the right words to say, the right people to say them to. When she married the senator, she didn't even invite our daughter to the ceremony. I sent gifts. She never received them. I called. My number was blocked. But children don't unlearn love that easily. Every now and then I'd get a message through, hidden in a school project or an old email thread that somehow stayed unmonitored. "I miss you," she'd write. "He's mean." And now, this. 3 days in a basement. I'd seen what darkness does to people, what it creates. I'd spent years breaking men who thought they could hide secrets in silence. I knew exactly what to do next. I started small, pulled phone records. Her call had come from a landline in the senator's estate, an unlisted number. That meant she'd risked everything just to reach me. Then I accessed an old contact from Langley. No names, just a voice I trusted. I need eyes on a house in Arlington, quietly. By morning, I had photos, time-stamped, high resolution. A basement window, reinforced, bolted from the outside. Scratches on the frame. Evidence. I didn't call the police. I've seen what bureaucracy does. It chews truth into paperwork until it's unrecognizable. Instead, I made one call. A private channel that bypassed every agency known to the public. I spoke a phrase I hadn't used in nearly a decade. Echo protocol. Family priority. There was a pause, then, "You're cleared for response." Target designation. I gave them the name. The senator. That night, I waited, ate dinner, washed the dishes, looked calm enough that even I believed it. But deep inside, something old, something dangerous, had woken up. By dawn, he was gone. No press coverage, no sirens, just absence. The senator missed his morning meeting. His aides called hospitals. His wife, my ex, called me. She was crying, hysterical. "You did something, didn't you? Tell me you didn't, please." I let her sob, let her try to fill the silence. Then I spoke, evenly. "He's in an undisclosed location." She gasped. "You can't just, he's a senator." I smiled to myself. So was the last one who thought he was untouchable. There was a sound, her hand over her mouth maybe. Then a whisper, trembling. "What did you do?" "Nothing illegal," I said. "Just classified." Her breath hitched. She finally understood who I used to be and why the judge's laughter had been a mistake. At 9 a.m., the judge received an envelope. Inside, photos, time-stamped, the senator's fingerprints, my daughter's bruises, and a single page from my old file stamped Level 5 clearance required. By noon, my custody was reinstated, emergency ruling, no appeals. My ex-wife arrived at the courthouse, mascara streaked, shaking. She reached for me, voice breaking. "Please, we can fix this." I looked at her like I would a suspect mid-interrogation. Calm, detached. You had your chance to protect her. You chose power instead. She fell silent. For the first time, she looked small. My daughter sleeps peacefully now. No more basements, no more fear. I sit by the window at night, same as before, coffee cooling in my hand. The city hums quietly, unaware of the storm that's passed through it. Sometimes I wonder if mercy is just another word for restraint. I could have ended him. I didn't. I just made sure he'd never touch sunlight again. The file's sealed. The case closed. The world moves on. But every time I hear a judge laugh or see a man in a suit smile too wide for the cameras, I remember, I don't need a badge. I don't need a gun. All I need is a phone call.